Here we go. Elite level gas station gourmet food. Let's get it. Buffalo chicken mac and cheese fries straight from the gas station. What are we saying? What's going on, guys? King Trats here, back with another video on the channel, and today we went gas station gourmet. I did something like this last week and it was kind of an accident. I couldn't find a store to make stuff with my lobster. I made lobster stuff last week, and this week I just kind of wanted to do it again, but just complete freestyling. So we made some buffalo chicken mac and cheese fries, and completely from the gas station. 100% everything you see here came from the gas station, and I just wanted to have fun with it, so here it is. Welcome to the party. Let's just get into it. I already picked up a spoon, or this is a fork, and I'm just dying to try it. Oh my. Oh my. One thing that I did do, I got ranch mac and cheese. Wawa, which is becoming like my favorite place ever. That's so good. They've got about 8 different flavors of mac and cheese, like ranch, sriracha, barbecue, buffalo. And I figured I would add a little bit of ranch to the mac and cheese that they have there, which I found out was actually good yesterday. And we added that to the fries. This is a W. You can literally just make this in your car if you want to. You just wouldn't have to toast or broil up the cheese. It'll work the same way, which is kind of why I wanted to do it. I know a lot of people eat stuff like this, like gas station kind of stuff. And I said this yesterday, if you live in an area that has a Wawa and you don't go, you're missing out. I was asleep. I don't take it personally, but the amount of stuff that they have on a menu is like more than Subway, there's so much stuff. Chicken strips, burritos, french fries, burgers, sandwiches, like just a crazy amount of stuff. And a lot of it is actually really good. I need my Gatorade. I also wanted to try this. This is a cheesesteak panini. I've never had their paninis yet. So what it's got on here is Philly cheesesteak, obviously, jalapenos, provolone, garlic aioli, caramelized onions on a panini thing. See, that's nice and toasty toasty. Well, damn. Their garlic aioli is out of bounds. It was on my sandwich I had yesterday. That stuff's ridiculous. You can actually get their garlic aioli in their mac and cheese, FYI. I did this using their app. You can also use a little touchscreen in the store. Same idea. That's damn good. Really damn good. Also found a W. Yesterday, we did not have the purple bag when I went, and I was highly upset. But they redeemed themselves. And they had about 3. I only took 1. I didn't want to be that person. I wanted to buy them all. But we only took 1 here. And of course, what has quickly become like my favorite cereal. Wow, soup from any place. As far as like, you know, like just their corn chowder is just, I'm telling you, I'm gonna spill this all on your face, but forget it. Here. There you go. It's gonna spill anyway, but at least I got a bowl under it now. Oh my goodness, it's so good. Corn, potatoes, chicken, and that creamy, like the chowder. If you like clam chowder, or maybe you don't because you don't like the taste of clam, that's like such a different, it's like if you took chicken soup, but you still mixed it with that chowder in it. Like, oh, it's so good. And then like the corn, because it's like sweet in there, adds a nice note. It's I can't even talk because I just want to eat it. And you get you a purple bag of Doritos, right? And you just, I'm telling you, it'll blow your mind. Blow your mind. If you wanted 1 serving of this, it would cost you about $6, $7, I believe. Fries are cheap. It's like $1.29 for an order of fries. I got 4, so there's 4 orders of fries in here. A small mac and cheese is I think it's like $1 or $2, and then the chicken strips are like $3, $4. All the other stuff that you see, you can just get like by asking for on the side. I have to do this. Watch this. Woo! I don't even know what noise that was. Quit playing with me. I'm in my zone. It's funny because I never ate at Wawa, like ever. And this Wawa is less than a mile from my house. And last year, while everything was kind of like, you know, I couldn't go to work yet, I used to walk around my town, like for exercise, because the gyms were closed and everything. I would walk to Wawa almost every day, but all I would do was get like a Gatorade Zero, something like that. It just gave me something to do, and I knew it was a mile away, but I would walk all over. Not once. In the probably 200 times I walked in this place in the summer, last summer, did I even attempt to eat the food. I used to get coffee from there too. Walking around in the summer with a hot ass coffee in my hand, but not once. And when I was younger, because Wawa's around here, like in northern New Jersey, are still relatively new. They've only been around for like maybe 5 years. Before that, the only time that people from up here would get Wawa was when we drove down the shore to the beach, because it's all in like South Jersey. And every time you had to go get a sandwich, because they used to like, you know, it was popping. But not like this. They stepped their game up. The sandwiches were always good, you know, but it was just like Subway kind of stuff, you know. It wasn't nothing too crazy. They weren't doing burgers and fries and stuff. Mac and cheese. Nope. Like, and low key, the mac and cheese, I had it yesterday and I was like, there's no way this is gonna be good. But it is. It's better than like KFC's mac and cheese. I'm just saying. Is it better than Chick-fil-A? I've only had Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese once. I didn't really like it. I told myself I wasn't supposed to eat this whole thing. Main reason being, real ones be watching. Tomorrow there is a food truck festival around me. So, weather permitting, I'm going to try to get over there. I know you guys last year, I only did it once. It was before it got cold again, which is like last, I don't know, like September, October I did that. It was in the early stages of all this, and people really enjoyed the food truck thing. The very next week, it was like the last week, I tried to get to one more, and it got rained out, and there hasn't been any since. So now that everything's starting to open back up, as far as like, it's getting hotter, the weather's getting better. I'm gonna try to get back over there tomorrow. The weather's supposed to be nice, so I don't see why I won't end up there. I didn't want to let that out too early, but it is what it is. I'm super excited. I know you guys did enjoy like the food truck stuff, so let's see what we can do. I didn't even look at the lineup. I only know one because they were at the last one I was at, and I spoke to them, and they're gonna be there. That's the who cut the cheese lady, make grilled cheese, like fire grilled cheese. Oh, somebody said I said fire too much in the video yesterday. I say fire a lot. I also say bro a lot. You were right. I got nothing. No, I gotta stop eating this, bro. No. At least the chowder's going down. No way. That's okay. That's why you always gotta have two. Very important. This was also, today, was the first time I went inside of a convenience store in a year without a mask on. I don't know if this is nationwide. I don't know if this is like a Jersey thing. But here, if you got vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask inside anymore. And I have been wearing masks still. I don't know, maybe because I'm used to it, and maybe because I just feel weird if I don't. I mean, it doesn't really bother me that much. If I'm like running in the store real quick, you know, I don't have to at work anymore, which is really cool. Because in my studio, there's only two of us. All of my clients are vaccinated too. So we don't wear masks or anything anymore, because it's like liberating, because I hated doing that. But, excuse me. Getting this today was the first time that I didn't wear one. And I keep one in my car. So, out of form of habit, I usually, like, before I get out of my car, I just throw it on and I go inside. But today, the parking was crazy at this gas station, because it's very popular at this time, you know, because it's Saturday night. So, I forgot it. And normally, I'll run back to my car real quick. No, I forgot my mask. But today I was like, because right in the door it says it, you've been vaccinated, you don't have to wear it. I was like, I'm gonna do it. So I went in without a mask. I felt so weird. Some people had them on. Some people didn't. I hope the people that didn't are in fact vaccinated. Like, I hope you are. But, you know, right now it's kind of like an honor system. You know what I mean? Like, no one is asking anybody, which would be weird anyway. But I guess we're just kind of saying, like, do it on your own honor. If you're not, like, you still should wear one. I said this before, but I got sick from that last year, like right in the beginning. And it was horrible, like horrible. I was in bed for like 2 weeks. And I think I lost like 20 pounds. Something like, I think it was 17 as well. I lost 11 in the first week. I think I lost like another 5 or 6 the next week. So, you know, still be smart. At the end of the day, things are starting to go back to how it was before. And that's good. You know, I'm all for it. But I still don't want anybody watching this to kind of like start being stupid and get sick on the tail end. Because right now we're so close to just back to the way, you know. And I know people are kind of getting eager, which I understand. So just be smart. You know, that's my I mean, what is that, like words of advice for the day? I don't know what the hell you want to call it, but that's what it was. You think it's weird now that I'm not cursing like yesterday? That's the thing. You know, some people are like, oh, like, you know, being the real you. Like, this is also the real me. It's not like I'm like being phony. It's just almost like if you're at work, you know what I mean? When you're at work, you talk differently than when you're at home or you're with your friends. At least I hope so. Like, you ain't at work like, hey, motherfuckers hiring, you know? You know what I'm saying? So, it's not like this isn't me. I'm just not cursing. And when I'm just like adult beverage, you know, I'm a little more just like chill. I'm a little more like, I don't really care about being professional. And that's more where it comes from. But, you know, my subject matter, I still will talk about the same stuff. I just don't curse as much. You know, some people, somebody commented yesterday that they said, I must have had a bad day. Like, bro, you may not notice, but when I'm not at work, when I'm just talking to my people, that's how I talk. Most people have work voices. Maybe you're like, some people y'all may be too young for that. But we all have them. If you have a career, you have to know how to speak when you're being professional. And this, for me, is like semi-professional. That's like my demeanor. It's somewhere in the middle where I'll say stuff that I normally wouldn't say, but I'm still not going to curse most of the time. Luckily, YouTube has been pretty good recently. Like, you know, I'm looking at like the creator stuff. When you have the creator studio, they are loosening up some of the profanity. They're allowing a little more topics to be discussed, which is good. You know, so luckily my videos didn't get demonetized. But at the same time, I don't want to just start cursing like I used to all over the place. Not in every video. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes if I say, I'm like, you know, if I put late night on the title, like, you know what it is. We've been out all night because we friends, right? And y'all coming home and we eating and we finna talk like we've been out all night. That's what I'm saying? So, that's just for y'all. So, there was a lot of questions on there. I'll probably get to them next week when I have another one of those videos. There was a lot of things, the questions that came up. I'm going to try to keep that confined to like those types of videos. I mean, I'll just make a playlist, you know what I mean? Because I don't want all my content to be like that. You know, so it's always about finding balance. And I'm trying to still do that. But you can ask most people that have careers, like I said, like, we have work voices. My dad had a work voice. I remember listening to my dad the first time. My first job ever was with my dad. I think I was like, maybe like 12 or 13. And, you know, they let me, like, work there in the summer. You know, I wasn't making, like, crazy money. It was like $8 an hour or whatever. Or, like, you know, like minimum wage type of stuff. But it was a way for me to, like, make some money, you know, in the summer, for me to just kind of have a job and just, you know, whatever, and learn, like, to work. And I actually worked in, my dad's office was like right, I could hear him sometimes. And the first time I heard him talk on the phone, my dad don't talk like that. He was like, hello. I'm like, and as a kid, I was like, why are you talking like that? You know? Now that I'm older, I'm like, I get it. Because you can't be on the phone like, hey, Mo, y'all got some food. Like, it doesn't work that way. So, this is like my semi-pro voice. Yesterday, that's like, what's good, you know. I do, what do they call it now? I hate that damn phrase, but I'm still going to say it. They call it AAVE. I think that's so dumb. But I can switch. I'm very good at, they call it code switching, where you can switch your voice from like professional to whatever. If I'm amongst my peers, like I talk differently. Like, don't get it twisted. I wasn't born in the suburbs. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, but I'm still able to just do that. I've always been able to do it. Even in high school, you know, I had to make a lot of speeches and stuff with sports and, like, you know, like school student body stuff. So I got good at kind of going back and forth like that. I think people will be surprised if they heard. I can't just turn it on right now, but if I'm around certain people, I talk a certain way. You know what I mean? And you can't help that. A lot of people do it. Hold on a second. You know I gotta blow my nose. So that was the first time that I got like a hint of that, was like when I was at my dad's job. That was also cool for me to get to work when I was 12. So it made me realize very quick that I don't want to work a 9 to 5. I am not saying that negatively. I don't think there's anything wrong with working a 9 to 5. I just knew from a very young age that it wasn't for me. Like, I couldn't work punching a clock. And I did it when I got home from college. I did it for like, how the hell long did I do it? Maybe like 4 years, 3 years, something like that. I hated it. I hate having to check in. Like, I used to hate having to like clock in. Oh my goodness. I get it. Like, people got to pay the bills. But, you know, most people in the world are not working like me. They're working salary, not necessarily 9 to 5, but either you're working salary or you are punching the clock. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, you know? You gotta do what you gotta do to feed your kids, take care of yourself, take care of your family. And I did it too. I just knew I could never do that long term. Like, one, I don't follow orders well. Like, I can follow orders, but I don't like following orders. I've always been that way. My teachers couldn't stand me when I was a kid. Because I questioned literally everything. If I thought something was stupid, I wasn't afraid to say it. It was a big reason why I ended up quitting my job. I didn't agree with the direction that they were taking, and it was his company. You know what I mean? So I couldn't be like, this is stupid, but I can't be somewhere and like half-ass it. So I was like, nah, like I gotta go. So I kind of dipped. It worked out for me, but all you people, like the younger people who don't know what they want to do with themselves and all that, like, just get yourself involved in stuff. You'll figure it out. And don't sweat the fact that you don't know what you're doing by the time you're 25. Like, I think that this generation, and even the millennials to a certain extent, there's a lot more successful young people. You know, billionaires that are like under the age of 25. You see the Forbes list, and you know, what is it, like how many people they put on this? Like 25 under 25, I think it is, with Forbes. You understand that's 25 human beings? Like, I get that Kylie Jenner is a billionaire, but there's only one Kylie Jenner. You see what I'm saying? Like, not everybody's gonna know what they're doing. And she was also, and I'm not saying this to discredit Kylie Jenner, because like she's done very well for herself, clearly, but she was also accelerated by the fact that she has older siblings that also were famous, and it accelerates. It's almost the same thing as if you were born into money and you wanted to start a company or start a business, like, you got capital. You know, you might not have to pay for college, you know, stuff like that. So don't sweat that kind of stuff. Just kind of get yourself involved in stuff. And the other thing I'm gonna say to that, you know, especially this is more for younger people, even if you're older, even if you're older than me. If you feel like you need to make a change and go a different direction in your life, you want to do something else, like, do it. Don't stay in some dumb shit and then turn around and you're like 40 and you like, oh, I should have did this earlier. Like, just do it. Like, do it. Because the worst thing that you can do is waste time. It's the most valuable commodity. It's the one thing that money cannot buy. Hopefully never can. But money can't buy time. Like, you can't turn it back and be like, oh, I should have did this. If you feel like this is the direction I want to do, do it. You want to go make that move, make that move. You'll hate yourself if you don't. And when I quit my job, I was a manager, I was making decent money. I was scared, bro. Like, scared. But I legitimately, I didn't even think. I was just like, yo, I can't do this anymore. And I quit. You know? Call my best friend who had just gotten fired. And I was like, yo, we kind of talking. Like, yo, you want to do something? You want to, like, build something? And we did. You know? And all you people wanting to be entrepreneurs types, it's also not for everybody. Like, be careful. You understand, the security that a salary job has is more valuable to a lot of people. Entrepreneur types, I'm gonna tell you right now, it is not, like, you work salary, say you make, I don't care what you make 30,000, 100,000, 300,000. Those checks come in, they're the same number every time. You know what you're gonna make. You can budget your money because you know you make X amount, right? So if you make a couple grand a week, or hopefully you do, you know what money's coming in. So you can be like, okay, I can buy this, I can't buy this. As an entrepreneur, you don't know what's coming in. And your money is directly tied to how hard you're willing to work for it. And sometimes that's not enough. Stuff happens. And it's this all the time. As a person who's been doing that for about 8 years, has it been 8 years? God, man. No, it hasn't been. I think it's been like 7 though. I'm gonna tell you that it's very much this, and you have times where everything's going great, and you're gonna have times where you're like, oh man, this is horrible. Like, lean years, bro. You know what I'm saying? It happens. Though you don't punch a clock, you usually work longer hours than people who work 9 to 5. Because if you work a 9 to 5, when 5 o'clock hits, you going home. No matter what. Project ain't done, see you tomorrow. You know what I mean? When it's your business, it's your baby, there is no clock. You work. And that's why people are like, you know, how come you don't sleep? How come you record these videos at, like, you know, 1 o'clock in the morning? Because I'm freaking working. Like, if I don't do it, it doesn't get done. And there's no one there to yell at me and say, hey, this better get done by this day. Nah, you're on your own, chief. And if you don't do it, you don't eat. Because your salary, you're not guaranteed a paycheck. First year we were in business, we made $0. I was living off of the savings that I made while I was working as a manager. And we made no money, none. We didn't take anything. And there were other years we didn't make anything in total. That's the truth. More than people think. There were some bad times where it was like, okay, you know, this whole thing that happened last year kind of gave us time to reset and reevaluate. We were starting to do better, but there was a time where it was really bad. We never quit, but we had almost like a buffer with the whole thing that happened last year, where we kind of reevaluated, and now things are great, but it ain't gonna be great the whole time. Something's going to happen, you know, and that's just the way that it is. And the security you get from that salary job, like, you know, a lot of my friends are teachers and they work hard, you know, and I'm not saying you don't have to work hard, you do, but they know what they're making this year, next year, next year, next year, next year. You get what I'm saying? It's a little different. This is scary, bro. Like, even the YouTube, like if it pops or whatever, it doesn't pop, like, I don't look at this stuff, but it's the same thing. Nobody's making me make these videos. Doesn't really feel like a job though. Thank you guys for that. Anyway. Said I wasn't gonna eat anything, or all of it. I ate 90% of it. Pretty much all the chowder too. And the whole sandwich. But we move. I guess I'm gonna work out tomorrow morning. So good. Yeah. Try the gas station gourmet. Let me know in the comments if you want to see more stuff like this. You know, I can do this at different stores. I can do this at different places. Just make stuff up on the fly. You know, I work best under pressure. So anyway, tomorrow, yeah, no, there'll be content. You'll be seeing this, and then we'll have, hopefully the food truck thing goes well, but we will be back ASAP. I love y'all. The hand signs, they made it to YouTube.